Can you ever have too many debuffs? Yes. Yes, you 100% can. Especially when Kefka's on the team. His debuffs are very good. And he's very good at crippling bosses. Better than most characters. But if you're gonna roll with Kefka, watch your calls, watch your team, watch your comp. It's very easy to put too many debuffs on. Even with the 8 slots, it's a lot. So, we kind of made that mistake here. We get to a point where, and you'll see me stop and check, where one of these bugs has the Kurosame debuff on and the other one doesn't. It honestly didn't end up mattering, but I still would have rather not done that. My goal here was to stack them with so many debuffs to where they can't buff themselves at all. I know it's only a 3-turn buff that they get, but I just didn't want them to have any buffs at all. So we just went all in with the debuffs. And I'm noticing that now that one on the left is already completely stacked. So he's gonna miss out on this, which is a little unfortunate, but like I said, didn't matter much in the grand scheme of things. With Kefka, what we did was we opened up with Trine to slap that HP silence on them. Then he went in with the LD, which now his LD inflicts all of his other debuffs except for the HP silence. But it does frame all of his debuffs. Which, if you ask me, is both a blessing and a curse. But with the right comps, you can make it work. You just, again, you just gotta watch your debuffs. That's one thing that I just find annoying, but I still like Kefka a lot. I'm playing his theme music, for Christ's sake. He's the mascot. That's probably a bad thing, that Kefka is our mascot. Of all the characters, we picked the most psychotic, crazy character Final Fantasy has ever seen. But speaking of Kefka, you gotta sit this one out for a little bit. You were really just here to slap that silence on so then we could bring in this Cloud of Darkness, rush down as fast as possible, and then by the time Kefka comes back, he can just extend the debuff some more. Because, oh yeah, if you're not aware, Kefka's LD not only frames his debuffs, but also extends each one by a turn. So like I said, very crippling for bosses, which is pretty cool. But anyway, game plan. Get silence on, frame it, get Kefka out, bring Cloud of Darkness in, rush him down, and beat him up. One other thing though, normally they inflict debuffs right now, but thank you Aerith, we won't be having any of that. So with a comp like this, they really can't do anything. Oh, and this orb, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly what it is, but it has to do with their brave. I believe it's 5,000, they can't have more than 5,000. So with Kefka's sap, that's pretty nice. But with situations like that, you can just break it. I mean, Bartz is also very good at making sure they have no brave. So we're very hooked up right now. We got Aerith's goodness, we got the Kurosame debuff on one of them. We have the Sephiroth Gold Frame debuff with the wow, can't speak, can't talk, which is a defense down, right? It's a defense down or brave damage up, one or the other, I don't remember. And a sap. Bartz with Fujin. Yeah, we're hooked up. Cloud of Darkness is in heaven right now. She may look like she's from hell, but right now she's in heaven. With all this good supportiness going on. Supportiness? It's staying in. It's a word now. Fuck it. 3 million in a Bartz burst. He normally doesn't do that. Especially with Core not here. So they do that stuff. I think it says Fluke on there. Is that the name of the debuff? I think so. It's a frame debuff that they put on your party at the 80 and 50 thresholds, right when you cross those. It's a framed HP sap, but it doesn't do much. In fact, with some comps, you can honestly just rush it down while it's there sapping you and not even worrying about it. I did that earlier with this. I used Terra Who did I use? Terra, Lael, and Kais. And that got this done in like 8 turns. Probably could have been less, but I just wanted to do something different. So I did this instead. I wanted to use Kefka. He just got updated. Might as well use him. I mean, he didn't get the Vaughn treatment, but Kefka's pretty good. I should have targeted A. That would have been a fat launch. But I guess Aerith will do it. Oh, now they're both ready. So we'll just hit this one, and then Bartz will hit the other one. Perfect. It actually works out, because that's full battery from both characters into this. So yeah, 10 turns, and they're in the red. Kefka's about to come back and spam some LDs just to make sure that they never get to touch us. Well, I think one of them does like a brave attack, but they can't hurt us. And their attack is so nerfed anyways, they're not going to break us, they're not going to do anything. I remember so many people hated these bugs when we first got them. And the take of, do I want to get into it? Sure, I'll just mention it. And the take of Arciella wasn't even good for her own Lufenia. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. People are going to argue with me in the comments and try to convince me that she was bad for her own Lufenia. You're not going to win that argument. Just don't. Just don't. She was not bad for her Lufenia. The fight just sucked. It wasn't her fault. Because I think that fact discouraged a lot of people from pulling for Arciella. For her LD, I should say. Most people had her EX and stuff beforehand. At least, like, people who were playing for a while. People playing since Chaos, but I don't know. I think a lot of people missed out on a solid character because of a bad take of her not being good for her own Lufenia. I can't say it without laughing. I just can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I just don't. when it comes to stuff like that, I'll just say it. Agree to disagree, I guess, but I don't really want to argue about it. I really don't. So I probably shouldn't have brought it up, so I guess that's my own fault. Anyway, they're gonna die in just a second. And yes, they do that same shit where if you kill one and not the other one, the one left alive heals 10%. Obnoxious as hell. So what we're doing right now is making sure we wear them down as evenly as possible because I don't want to deal with that. It's not like they'd even be able to touch us. Excuse me, not they. It's not like the one left alive would even be able to touch us anyways. But I just, I want you guys dead. I don't want to have to wail on you longer than I have to. Just get out of the way. Perfection. There we go. I'll take 25 with this squad. Not bad. That leaves us with one more stage by the name of Noctis, which I thought was odd. But anyway, until then, hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.